Hi, I'm Susan Duggan and I'm here in Atlantis Crystals today with David Ellis.
Hi, Susan.
David. Today I believe we are talking about programming.
Yes, we're going to do our programming to finish off what we started in the last two sessions.
Excellent.
We're going to then invoke our deity again and connect with the elemental within the crystal in order to do the programming. But let me just talk a little bit about cleansing. You can cleanse your crystals by putting them out in the full moon, or you can put them out in the new moon, or you can put them out in the sun, or you can bury them. And these are all very, very, interesting ways of cleansing your crystal, and they're all very valid ways of cleansing your crystal. But how much intention is involved in that whole process? And how long does it take to take your crystal? I want to put this out into the moon. I take it off the shelf and I stick it out onto the windowsill, and I leave it there, and I come back the following day and I collect it and it's all cleansed. And yes, it is valid, and yes, there has some work being done, but I didn't spend very much time doing that.
Right. And
yes, I might have set my alarm to do it, but the intention behind the ritual is not the same as what we're after doing here.
Right.
So there's a great intention, and the ritualisticness of what we are doing gives it more validity.
Okay.
Okay. The same with burying in the ground. One of the things that can even enhance what we're doing here more is that if we decide to do this work, we decide that we're going to cleanse our crystals on the waning moon.
Okay.
Okay. So we cleanse our crystals on the waning moon, and then we come along and we program them on the waxing moon.
Okay.
Okay, so waxing is going to bring more into it, waning is going to release more out of it.
Okay.
Okay, so if we really want to, do something that's really, really magical for a specific piece of work, which we will talk about at another time, we could spend a lot of time doing the ritual on the waning moon, and then when we have our crystal prepared and ready, then we would then use that in the duration of the waxing moon. So the waning moon and waxing moon are very powerful for this work,
right,
but they're also very powerful for us as human beings. There's a lot of things that are going on with us all the time in relation to the moon.
Okay.
And it's worth exploring. It's worth to look at all of that.
Okay.
Because it happens every 14 days.
Right.
All the time. It never stops.
Okay.
It's a bit like our heartbeat.
So maybe we can talk about that another day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am David. I am David. I am David. I am my heart. I am my heart. I am my pure heart. And so now I want to invite these wonderful deities to come and help us do the work today. So I'm going to invoke each one of the 4 deities that I have on the table. I call upon Kuan Yin, Mother of Mercy. Be present in our consciousness at this time and facilitate in this reprogramming of these crystals. I call upon Buddha, Prince of Compassion. Be present in our consciousness now and facilitate this programming of these crystals. I call upon Jesus, the great teacher. Fill my heart with wisdom so that I know what it is I am to know in the programming process. Mary, sweet Mary, I call upon you now. Fill my heart with unconditional love. Allow that love flow through me. Allow it flow through my fingers in the programming process. Archangel Michael, stand at the spiritual door and keep us safe and minded in all that we do. surround this altar and surround the space with your blue cloak of protection, and keep me guarded behind your shield, and so it is. Okay, so now we're going to program this little baby to do some protection work for us. This particular one, I wanted to amplify the protection that this amethyst is going to provide. So I'm going to program the amethyst to give me protection, and I'm going to program the clear quartz to amplify that protection. Okay?
Okay.
So I take this crystal in my hand, and again, I'm wanting to connect. I'm wanting to draw myself into the journey of the crystal and feel the energy of the crystal. I want to connect with the elemental within. I call upon the divas of the crystalline kingdom to connect me with this wonderful piece of clear quartz, this piece of clear quartz that has remembered everything for millions of years. I reawaken the elemental within this crystal. Through the power of the One, through the power of the One that binds us together, I reawaken this crystal now and program this crystal to bring us amplification of protection, to amplify the protection in the grid, empowered by the amethyst. I program this crystal to operate at the highest frequency, to amplify the protection provided by the amethyst. Archangel Michael, stand over this protection and keep this crystal safe and minded in its work. And so it is. And so it is. So this crystal now is now programmed and ready to be the amplifier of the protection of the amethyst.
Okay.
Now,
David, to me that crystal even looks like it's shinier and more sparkly.
yes, and it's not an illusion. When you actually cleanse crystals, you're cleansing out the negative energy that's in them, and then once you connect with them, they're absorbing your energy. There's an energy exchange that goes on, and they look better because they feel better.
Okay. So it's almost like it's smiling, you
Yes.
know, it's that feeling that you get when you're really happy.
Yes, yes, that's it. Okay, so the amethyst, which we have already cleansed, we're now going to program for protection. Now, there's an interesting thing that happens in this work. Not alone, as I said to you before, do we want you to want to do the work and be in good form to do this work, but it's back down to the intention. If you don't believe it's going to happen, then it's not going to happen. Okay? So when I call upon the deity to work with me, I 100% trust and believe that they are here now doing this work. When I reawaken the elemental within the crystal, I fully acknowledge that the elemental within this crystal has awoken, and it will do the work that I'm asking it to do. And I have no doubt in my mind. And because I have no doubt in my mind, it will absolutely work without fail.
Mm-hmm.
But if we doubt, so we need to live in trust.
Okay.
If we doubt, we weaken the process. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to program this beautiful amethyst now for protection. I connect with my heart. As my heart expands, and connects with this beautiful piece of amethyst. As the energy grows between us, through the power of the One, through the power of the One that binds us together, I program this beautiful amethyst for protection. I invoke the elemental within the crystal now and call forth the divas of the crystalline kingdom to enhance this work. I ask our deity that have assembled here today, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, and Jesus, to infuse this wonderful amethyst with their energy. I ask that Archangel Michael stands over this beautiful amethyst and keeps it safe along its journey. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Okay, so we have now programmed this piece of amethyst to do this protection work for us, and so later on we can place these in this grid of protection, which we'll talk about again, and the whole energy will be enhanced by the work that we've done with the clear quartz.
Okay, okay. And David, just talk to me a little bit about how often you might need to clean the crystals and reprogram them.
Okay, if for example that you were working in if you used the grid in a busy office or a busy practice, or in a solicitor's practice, for example, that was always in conflict, you would need to do this quite often.
Okay.
Because all that's happening is that the energy is being drawn into the amethyst and stored and locked in.
Okay.
And eventually it's going to get full.
Right.
And therefore it's not going to be able to work anymore.
Okay.
So it does need a bit of work and a bit of intention. If it's placed, for example, in a loving, caring home where there's very little conflict or no conflict, well then it doesn't need to be done that often, a couple of months,
Okay.
And it will be fine.
And with regard to the storing of the negative energy, does the size of the crystal matter in that? I mean, like, the bigger the crystal, does it hold more, or is that the way it works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The bigger the crystal, the more it stores. The bigger the clear quartz, the more it amplifies.
Okay. Say you had a healing practice, that you were seeing clients on a regular basis.
Again, if it's just yourself and you're seeing clients on a regular basis, a couple of clients every day, it depends on how burdened they are when they arrive. If your client flow is not that burdened, well then you don't need to do this very often, or not as often. But one of the things that you will become, once you do this once or twice, you suddenly then become very connected with the crystal, and then suddenly
Right.
you're sitting in your room and you go, oh, those crystals need to be cleansed now.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that. Right, okay, very good. Okay, well, thank you very much, David.
You're very welcome.
Thank you everybody for watching again today.
Thank you indeed for watching today. May the light of the universe surround you always, and we will see you again. God bless.